Hey guys, I just wanted to take a few minutes to talk about the research project. I have been reading through all of your discussions, the discussion one uh, that you guys completed by last Sunday um, regarding your thoughts on the research project. And I've had a couple things that have been reoccurring themes through there that I wanted to address. When you're thinking about research, be sure that you're addressing not just measuring a behavior. Now, we've all probably selected a behavior for our research project, across the board. I know some of you guys are doing single subject, some of you are doing group, but you have this behavior. And the research is more than just tracking that behavior. The research we're doing is taking your behavior, which is your dependent variable, okay, it's your behavior, and then finding a intervention to help alter that behavior, okay? So your intervention becomes your independent variable, okay? So as an example, say I have trouble sleeping, okay? So sleep is my behavior, my dependent variable. And I want to introduce I don't know, stuffed animal. I don't know. I think about my kids with that, but anyway, so a stuffed animal into my sleep routine, to sleep with a stuffed animal, and you could track if sleeping with a stuffed animal changed my behavior because the stuffed animal is the independent variable. So that's a very kind of crazy example, but that could help you to um, kind of conceptualize how you need to think about your project. So when you're thinking about your behavior, you need to have that intervention to alter it. And so you can track, you're going to be, you started reading, I think this week about A-B designs in some of your reading, but there are lots of different designs you can do to track it. The A-B is kind of like, before and after, so you can see the difference. But there are different models, and we'll be reading about that as we move through some of our reading in the next week or, a few weeks. But anyway, I know some of you guys are getting a little worried because your project approval form is coming up due this weekend, uh, but I know I planned on getting feedback to you guys before later in this week, but my week just kind of went crazy. So if you are still working on refining your idea and you don't get it in by Sunday, it's okay. But get it in next week. Um, and we'll address it then. If you're still trying to make some adjustments based on my feedback, you can take some extra time, turn it in a little bit later. This one, there's no points attached to this. This is approve or disapprove, but you can't start on your project until I approve it. So, and I'm going to be moving through the approval forms that I have gotten so far and giving you guys some additional feedback. Okay. Now, when I was talking about the independent and the dependent variables, um, the independent variable is, you're introducing to change your behavior. Now, what you do as your independent variable has to be measurable. Your both independent and dependent variables have to be measurable. Like in my example, back to the stuffed animal, it's really easy to measure because either you have the stuffed animal or you don't, right? And I can measure my sleep quality. Maybe I could just look at sleep duration, or there's no real way to test REM sleep or anything like that, but you could just look at something simple like sleep duration. Did I sleep longer with the stuffed animal, or how many times did I wake during the night, versus with or without the stuffed animal? So you got to think about it kind of in that context, but it has to be something that's measurable. Just if I said I want to increase the quality of my sleep with the stuffed animal. Well, that's kind of abstract, right? What do you mean by quality? What constitutes quality sleep? All that has to be established. And, don't overcomplicate. Make this very simple. I've talked to several people on the phone about their projects, and I know a lot of you are leaning towards single subject, which is completely fine. And like I said before, it's not about the complexity of your research. It's about what you learn in doing the research, because actually you learn more by doing something simpler. It makes it easier to actually look and think about your design and all those aspects and data collection and things like that that you may not have time when you have a massive research project and you're trying to gather all this data, you kind of get lost. All those things get lost in it. So, single subject, some of you may want to rethink and do a single subject if you're not already. And certainly, if you have questions, do not hesitate to call me. I do not bite. I'm not scary whatsoever. So please shoot me an email. We'll schedule a time. If you can't talk during the day, that's completely fine. We can do it in the evenings. I mean, I had a call the other night at 9:30 at night with the students. So, I mean, we can do it late at night. We can do it on the weekends. I might just have to work around some scheduling, with things with my family or whatever, but I can make it work. So just email me and we'll work it out. But that's just a couple things I wanted to mention to you guys in feedback on what I've seen so far. So I hope that's helpful in helping you kind of conceptualize what you're wanting to do with your research project. Also, I hope in the reading is helping, move that along. And I'm going to try to find some resources that hopefully will help you guys in building your research projects. And I'll try to integrate those in the class. So I know it's right before a long Labor Day weekend, long weekend for hopefully all of you guys get an extra day off. But try not to stress too much about the project. We'll get it worked out. But if you do want to talk, please reach out and we'll get it taken care of. And hopefully some of the feedback I've given will help you guys get on the right track and looking at your projects. So you guys take care and enjoy the weekend. And we'll get started the beginning of next week. We'll get started on, I think we're at Module 4. So, all right. So take care.